Well, welcome back to another episode of The Road to 2200. I am 1947. My opponent is 1959. And let's get going. So we're playing a pretty standard Queen's Gambit declined, it looks like. We'll see. We'll see if they decline it or if they accept it. They declined it, and I will take here, as I tend to do. What's interesting is, I was just about to say, some people take there, and I know E4 is right, and it's good. I have a big center, but I often don't get the advantage I think I'm getting here, and I think I need to study like what is the next move I'm supposed to be playing here, because I know they're not supposed to do this, and I know at some point if I want I could play E5, but I don't think I want to now. Then they just jump back in and say like, okay, cool. So then what do I do here? I guess maybe playing Bishop G5, and then they go there. And if I play E5, then they still just jump away and I get nothing out of it. So I'm just not really sure how I'm supposed to take advantage of this mistake, unless the mistake is just, look, I've got a giant center now. Good luck winning. So I think I'm just going to play normally, even though I don't really know. I feel like I'm supposed to do more here. This is hanging, so if nothing else, we should defend that. The problem is playing the knight out, attacking the knight, and then what do I do? Maybe then I go bishop d3. Okay, I think it seems reasonable to develop the knight to protect the pawn. And then, yeah, I think probably bishop here is where we're going to end up going. Okay, that is a very weird move. What? Okay, I guess it's so that we can't play bishop g5, but I just don't think bishop g5 was that. It wasn't bad. Like, I would have liked to play bishop g5, and I probably would have played it here, but I don't think it's, so needed, especially since if they play here, I wouldn't mind going bishop d2. So I think I'm trying to decide what to do here. I think the answer is to develop the bishop and to develop here to d3. It is important to note that I'm losing some control of this d4, especially if the knight moves. So maybe I don't like that. You know what? Maybe now bishop c4 is good, and then after I push, they can't really jump. I guess they still could jump into there. How am I developing here? That is the question. I've been really taken over by my knowledge that they played it wrong, but I couldn't take advantage. Um, all right. What I'm going to end up doing is going here and going for the dream position. That's what we're going to do. Here attacks this bishop, but I can always go here if I need to, if I feel like I need to. So I'm going here. I'm backing this up. I'm going to put my other bishop here. Everything's going to be solid. We're going to castle. And then we're going to go from there. And we have a lot of pieces developed. My opponent seems just so far behind in development. And since I'm white, it feels like I should be able to do something about that. I'm just going to castle, though, and say, okay, we're going to get very far ahead in development. I might even push here, depending on what they do here. If they do something like this, I may just push here and try to blow up in the middle. If they make the sensible move, and either here or here, then I probably won't. Okay. They made a pretty sensible move. Though... Here would mean that the bishop after the castle is only protected once, but only needs to be protected once. So it's a bit unclear how I continue. If I go bishop e3, they do have this knight move, which is kind of annoying. But I think it's okay. The reason being that... Whoa, that's not where I want to go here. I could just move here to f4. And then they would have to come back and come over to keep harassing. So I think it'd be kind of annoying for them. And then I think I'm going to play rook c2. Okay. Boy, that really weakens that c4 square. So I'm going to go here. Okay, before I do. Obviously, they're going to go... I shouldn't say that. It's likely that they'll play bishop e2, bishop e7. Hitting this pawn a second time. It's currently fine. I can always go here to defend it again. So I'm going to go here with the idea that we're following up with knight b5. If they play c4, and I take, and they take, and I take, and I take... Does that work? Okay. Knight b5, c4. I take. They take with the knight. Doesn't seem like it gets me as much as I want, but I'm not really sure what else to do. The move I'm looking at is here. There, 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 but then I don't... No, that doesn't work. I feel locked into this move for some reason. I don't know why I feel so locked in, but let's see if we can do something about that. They play c4. We go... Takes... We're losing one of the... Oh, actually, if we do that, we're hanging this pawn immediately. So maybe that is actually not a good plan. Perhaps this is better. Then they come in. We take... Let's say they take... I'm also kind of looking at d5. d5 takes. It does look like it doesn't quite work. Nothing quite works. I think what I'm going to do... I guess the question is, what if they just play c5 anyway? I think I can just take... but then if they're... I'm coming back to here, I guess? Okay. I think I want to connect the rooks. Is there a good way to do this? What if I go here? Does it make c4 harder? Because I take... They take... Yeah, so this does seem to make c4 harder. It also dislodges my queen a bit, which I don't love. But my queen's not doing anything anyway. So I'm going to try this. This might be wrong. Wait. Can I go here? Yes, they can. I take... Queen takes... Here, here, here... Queen takes. But then I can take here. Okay. I think this works. Man, this got very complicated. I'm a little surprised how complicated it got. So I went there with the idea of connecting the rooks. Probably the smarter move would have been Queen d2 or e2. Or the more under control move. This feels very wild. It's probably not a good plan. This is one of my biggest weaknesses. Okay, that's interesting. Just completely closing off your own bishop. I think we just double on this file then. Or swing over here. No, I'm going to double on the file. Now the queen is cut off entirely. I think that works, right? I think it's okay. Something I wasn't looking at. I think I miscalculated. If they went here... No, never mind. It's fine. Okay. Then I'm just going to double. And we're going to try to find a way to break down through the c-file. This pawn is pretty weak now. This bishop is no longer doing its thing there. I'm wondering if I can push here, takes, if they take this way. Does that not work? Takes. That looks pretty interesting. All my pieces are off sides to attack the king. It looks kind of like we have a pretty good attack on the king. Not all my pieces, but my queen is way off sides. But I think that looks pretty reasonable. I guess the bigger question would be if I play e5 and they play knight g4, what is my plan? I think my plan there would just be drop back and kick him away. The thing I think I would worry about most there is after e4, what if they just play c5? And now they're threatening to disrupt my pawns. It might not be that bad, actually. Oh, wow. They're going to try to trap the queen here. Sure seems like it. The queen seems mighty out of play all of a sudden. Here, there. I would take. So what about here? Here. I don't think the queen is getting trapped. Am I miscalculating? Oh, that is covered. So it's more like here. And now the queen is getting trapped. Here. Okay, so the queen needs an escape square. I think this is fine. She can come out this way. Looks pretty terrible, though, so I think maybe getting one of the rooks out of here would be better. If I go here first... No, I think I need to save the queen first. Okay. I'm giving up on my dreams of that. I think I want the rook here on e2, but I think I want to be able to swing the queen back to here to back him up. Okay. I don't really know what I'm doing, apparently. I just don't want the queen to get trapped. That's the bottom line. Step 1, don't get your queen trapped. Step 2, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But step 1, don't get your queen trapped. This is interesting, but I think can be met by a3. It's not as bad. I think I'm probably going to push this here. I'm just really... Oh, why didn't I put my queen here? Okay, interesting. So now I could go here with the idea of dropping him into there. I guess I'm going to go around like this and maybe here. And now like every piece has come back over to the king's side. And when I go here, if I end up kicking him away, oh, actually a really good move seems like it would be this. It's not amazing to pluck off this bishop, but it's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, that was a mistake to let him so easily pluck off the bishop. That feels like my attacking chances go away quite a bit. This still feels pretty decent. Yeah, I think I'm going to go there. And then after here, we've got this idea. And then we have the F file. We're going here on the F file. I don't know. That just kind of seems like two things. Like maybe this was a bad idea because it gives up this diagonal, and maybe it was a great idea because now I have this diagonal. And they don't have a knight here. I suppose this might be a good move for them. I can't handle it very well. Right, like if I try to take, they end up with a nice knight. If I let it be, then it's like I take back, they take back, I take back, my whole game is a mess. Except that this wins. So that's interesting. So if they were to go here, 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 takes back, but it's not my move. That's fine. If they want to go here, that's actually kind of great for me. I'm a little surprised they didn't take there. I think I'm going to go here. Maybe the idea of here. Hitting that. Certainly don't mind this very much. I think probably I'm definitely looking at here and here. I'm just like really hammering this diagonal, giving the rook a chance to pop out. Maybe putting the knight here was bad. Maybe I should have gone here. But the knight can maybe jump to h5. I feel like they really need f6. Wow. What a weird move. What a weird move. Okay. I think I understand. The idea is they could go take, 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 or take here first, and then it falls. So I think I probably want to bring the bishop back to here. And then this way we're still covering this plenty. And now I can even go here and be threatening mate. That seems like a reasonable idea. I guess an issue is that after, say, like takes, then a rook can come here. And it's much harder for me. But then, now the file's open. I can come here. I can still put my queen there. I think this looks okay. We'll see. See what they do. I'm much lower on time than them, but that's kind of intentional. I decided to try to be more precise in my calculation, and that is going to take more time. So I'm going to probably be in time trouble more often while I try to work out this situation. Let's see. Let's be more precise. If I go here, let's say they go takes, takes. I guess maybe they go here. I go here. Yeah, maybe that doesn't work because then they're immediately taking in here. This is going to be an issue at some point, and it's probably worth just moving over. In fact, if they were to take here, I might just take with the pawn, move over, and just be like, I have all of the open files on your king. I mean, I guess I wouldn't have the F file, but I would have open files on the king. In fact, yeah, that would be really good for me, because if they took here, and I went here, and then they pushed F6, I could just push F4. So that would be a bad play for them. Even though that bishop looks kind of bad at the moment, it has sort of long-term prospects. That seem pretty good. But they really want to take it to be able to set up other shenanigans. So I think they're very much considering, like, the things they want to do are taking rook over. And I think they're figuring out what's the best order for all these things I want to do. And instead they go there, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That's okay. I mean, we can threaten mate here. What is going to happen if I threaten mate here? If they push here, they end up getting mated. If they push this pawn, I can go here. I obviously can't take. That would be mate. Actually, it won't be mate. Or will it? Check. Comes. Yeah, It'll be made. They're stuck. So I go here. They go there. Almost have. They don't. Yeah, they almost have to, but they can go there. That's interesting. And that's probably a good move, actually. So if they go there, then I don't know. I'm not actually sure how I'm going to handle that, other than maybe just saying, like, okay, I'm comfortable with your knight being all the way back there. I don't think they're going to do that anyway. I'm going to go here. I'm going to assume they're going to play g6. And then when they do, strongly considering this idea, but maybe better just h4 and then h5. And if I play h4 and they play h5, then I can take. Okay, so they are taking, which I kind of love. Now I have even more attacking chances. Although, isn't that just mate? Like, I think they just dropped mate. Check here, mate. So, yeah, I think they just... Whoopsies, accidental mate. I'll take it. So they were so deep into their own plans that they did not fully recognize what my move did. I've done it before. I'm not judging. I'm just saying I think that's what happened. So let's look at this thing. Right. So they made a mistake in one here. The engine says I'm up 0.9 because I play this. They go back. And then I play knight c3. And then everything's fine. Like all these... It says I'm just up 1.2. And this is one of those hard things where it's like, that's a whole pawn. Like, really? I'm doing that well? And now it says I'm up 1.7, but I didn't feel up 1.7. Okay, lots of moves here the engine likes. Like, almost any move says it's good. Yeah. Now I'm up 2.4. Says now is the time to play e5. Like, every move, I'm wondering, is now the time to play e5? Is now the time to play e5? This is what I was looking at. Takes... And yeah, this seems good, but it doesn't seem like I win good. And the engine is saying you're up 2.6 and materials even. Yeah, you won. I don't see that. What if they just develop normally? Then I play e6. Then they take. Then I play e5. That is a big threat. Now they can't castle very easily. But they could go here to try to get rid of him. This is just so hard for me to say. They're actually up a pawn. And we're up 3.8. That's a piece. So a piece falls somewhere in this lengthy line. But I don't know. I don't see it exactly. So I didn't do that. I just developed a rook and the engine says you're crushing him. And then this is the first move where the engine's like, no, buddy. What are you doing? Now you're off course. So, a normal move is queen e2. Considered it very much. But d5 is the move the engine likes best here. d5. Okay, so let's first look at the move I desperately wanted to play. And like I calculated, c5 doesn't work very well for me. d5... I didn't really consider this move. If takes, pushes, jumps in, e6. I really like this e6 idea. And then knight d4, hitting this pawn. We're down 2 pawns. I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to move on. So my move was fine, but not great. I decided to double. And now the engine's like, it's just equal, man. All of that advantage you had, that initiative, it's all gone. You let it all go away. Which is interesting. It's like right here, still I have quite a bit. If I push e5 now. I assumed the knight would jump in. I would take. They would take this way. This is all stuff I calculated. Ooh. I did not calculate rook takes c6 here. Takes, and now I have a pawn for the exchange. I'm hitting this pawn. What if they try to hold on to the pawn by... Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, I can see they can't hold on to the pawn. Okay, so I didn't quite calculate far enough is the problem here. Because if I go here... Ooh, that's not what it wants me to do. So let's go here. And then I'm up almost... I am up 2. I don't know. I'm having a really hard time with the computer valuations in this. Let's just finish the game. So we doubled and now it's an even game. And now I have a pretty big lead again. I move over. They try to attack me. I move back. And now they're kind of spread thin. And this evens the game. Which makes some sense, right? Like they kind of have nothing right now. I could even go here. I didn't even look at this idea. And this was my idea before. Remember, a million years ago, I said I'll go bishop f4 if they ever come in. And then I didn't. And now the game is equal, and now I'm behind, according to the engine. And then I went here, and now it says it's negative 1.8. They play g6, and it's a negative 2. And they're fine. I have nothing. And my center is falling apart. And they've got this backwards pawn now to focus on, and I've totally thrown this game away. And you know what? Looking at it, the engine's not wrong. In fact, this looks pretty darn good first. And how am I supposed to win this? I think I still was optimistic here. I'm thinking like, well, I'll just play h4, I'll bring the rook over, and all their pieces are off sides. I think that is how I was viewing this position, which I don't know if that's correct. Especially as we go through some moves, and we can see that it feels like my opponent is building, and I am not. So, yeah. Very interesting that I went from having a big lead to losing to just making the most basic of threats, right? Just the most basic threat, and then they just didn't recognize the guy made it. But that's a tough one because I know knowledge-wise that this is good for me, but I couldn't quite piece together what I was supposed to do. And then even with the engine after the game, it's still kind of like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I understand my position is better. I agree. But like here I'm up 2.5 because of this, when this doesn't look that great to me. Like, what is wrong with my evaluation that the computer says you're +3 and I'm like, I don't know, it looks pretty good. Like, I agree it looks good, but it doesn't look +3. Like, what are you even talking about? I guess here there is a big threat, but the engine does say, of course, you just go like that to parry it. And it keeps wanting e6 to sack a pawn, which looks weird to me. They just castle and... I don't know. That's chess. I guess I have some pretty deep work I need to do with my coach, and I'm going to use this game as a game to go over with him, like, because I'm still baffled. All right, well, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this one on the road to 2200. We gained 11 points. We're moving up, and I'll see you all next time.